Please consider this reality. If even one single artifact you are about to see is genuine, all our knowledge about human history could fundamentally change. This is because these objects date back not thousands, but millions of years, a time when science claims humanity did not yet exist. We are told that during that epoch, Earth hosted only primitive life forms and early animals. However, these remains bear traces of deliberate carving, design, and shaping. This implies that an advanced civilization or intelligent entity was involved in the creation process long before the emergence of modern humans. Perhaps civilization did not begin and collapse just once. It started, failed, and rose again repeatedly. If this assumption is correct, we are not the first chapter of human history, but merely the second page of a much older story. The Nampa Figurine. In the summer of 1889, in the quiet town of Nampa, Idaho, workers were drilling underground in search of water. But at a depth of approximately 91 meters 300 feet, the drill brought up something nobody expected: a small, thumb-sized clay figurine resembling a human figure. The figurine featured deliberate carved details such as a head, arms, legs, and even traces of clothing. This was not a random remnant, it was a work of art. The most challenging point for scientists is this: the layer where it was found dated back not thousands, but millions of years. The artifact was embedded in hardened clay deposits that accumulated long before the appearance of modern humans and tools. Although experts attempted to explain it away as contamination, the sealed nature of the layer makes this impossible. This leaves two possibilities: either intelligent beings capable of detailed artistry existed long before our known history, or there is a fundamental gap in our history we have yet to grasp. Even more intriguing is that the figurine's clay had been fired at high temperatures, showing the creator could control fire and dedicate time to creative activities, the work of a sophisticated cultural mind, not a primitive being. Yet, according to all accepted timelines for that period, there were no humans on Earth. The Nampa figurine silently awaits an answer in a museum storage room. Who were we before we were the Moeraki Boulders? On the remote shores of New Zealand, where the tide slowly recedes, dozens of smooth, almost perfectly round stones lie half buried on the beach. Known as the Moeraki Boulders, some are the size of a fist, while others weigh tons and exceed 2 meters in diameter. What makes them unique is their shape: geometrically flawless spheres. Some even possess an internal network of interlocking hexagonal plates, looking less like the result of erosion, more like the inner structure of an engineered object. Geologists claim they formed naturally over millions of years, yet nothing else in nature exists in such uniformly sized and precisely spherical forms. This anomaly leads us to a belief older than science. The indigenous people of New Zealand, the Maori, do not view these stones as random geological formations. They call them tuku, and believe them to be the eggs of a great, dragon-like ancestor that crossed the seas long before the arrival of man. This belief is global. From China to the Americas, ancient civilizations speak of serpent gods or sky dragons arriving in oval, stone-like vehicles that fell from the sky or emerged from the sea. In the end, two options remain. Either nature created mathematically perfect spheres millions of years before humans, or ancient cultures preserve the memory of something that once visited this place and left traces we still cannot decipher. The Gate of the Sun at Tiwanaku. On a cold and windy plateau in Bolivia, approximately 4,000 meters above sea level, rises the ancient city of Tiwanaku. Why a civilization would settle in this harsh climate, lacking rivers and fertile soil, is already a mystery. At the city's center stands the Gate of the Sun, a massive arch carved from a single stone block, weighing about 10 tons. What truly baffles historians are the carvings on the stone. At the top of the gate is a godlike figure surrounded by 48 square symbols arranged with exact mathematical precision. These symbols illustrate long-term celestial cycles, such as the movements of the sun and stars. The detail that overturns history is that these symbols record a solar year of 365.242 days, a value that precisely matches the calculations made by modern science using telescopes and atomic clocks. Yet, this gate was carved approximately 14,000 years ago, long before the first known civilizations. The stonework techniques are astonishingly advanced: smooth surfaces, precise angles, and symmetrical cuts that would require metal tools. However, history books state that the people of this region did not use metal and did not have the large cities to support such specialized builders. Even more astonishing, the city may have been built before the last ice age and the glacial melt. This brings us to a simple but challenging question. If Tiwanaku's builders knew the stars with such accuracy and shaped stone with a mastery we struggle to replicate, who gave them this knowledge? For such information is not random, it is the legacy of an experience and accumulation we no longer remember. The Cochno Stone. Near Glasgow, Scotland, beneath layers of soil and turf, lies one of the world's most enigmatic carvings. A single stone slab, over 12 meters 40 feet wide, is covered in symbols, circles within circles, star patterns, and lines connected like a map. This is the Cochno Stone. It was first discovered in the 1800s and immediately caused confusion. The carvings are older than the pyramids, writing, and most known civilizations, but those who made them did so with intent. What makes this discovery disturbing is this. In the 1960s, authorities repaired the stone, not for preservation, but to keep it out of sight, because too many people were coming and asking questions with no answers. Hidden for decades, the Cochno Stone was excavated and studied using high-resolution scans 2015, but after the work was done, it was reburied once again. The reason was simple: we do not know who carved it, what the symbols mean, or what they were used for. Long before recorded civilization, someone possessed knowledge about the stars, mathematics, and time that should not have existed in the world we are told was there.